Are we supposed to sound that too, aren't you? Don't worry about it, maybe you guys come, everybody come up with just us.
Huh?
Everybody had to come to all this trouble just for us. I feel really guilty about this. No.
We have meetings about every month for this board, so. All right. Let's see here. Zoom stuff has gotten interesting though.
So some of the members are going to be doing it by Zoom. Some of the boards, commissioners,
Mhm.
okay. I want to ask you more questions to get them.
There are two places there on the last page. There.
You got to get the bill addendum.
Well, I would be. Never mind.
Okay, so we let you just make sure that it's signed. I really feel strongly about putting the title next to it.
Owner
Or president. I mean, I just like to cross my teeth and make sure it's correct.
All right. Put pros.
Yeah. There's one more that can be- they're all the same. So they're there.
That looks nice.
Just make sure.
I need to put president on it. Okay.
Have you reviewed all the GDO chapters yet?
This one's done.
I keep meaning to get to it.
How long after our next steering committee meeting?
Oh, geez, I'm not sure. Rachel's been scheduling them, but I'm hoping really soon because we just need to get the thing
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. I'll try to look through it and get stuff maybe by first of the week.
Okay, I think there's one correct, so obviously that one's not. Prez, this one.
Rick just needs to lose 5 on this.
Yeah.
Rick, you're gonna have to straighten up.
I need a rubber stamp.
My one might be Lucy. He's not letting up on.
Well, it's the only thing I'm good for.
There you go.
All right, and then, here, you got one, Rick, you got one, you want to hold on to it, or I'll hold on to it for you?
He wants you to hold on to it for you.
Yeah, I'll give it to you later.
Advance.
Okay. No, we're good. We're fine.
That would be my guess.
I think my mask is longer than my jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it, dude.
About time, isn't it?
Yep.
Is it just us?
Just you guys. Okay, let's see.
So I can get on to it. But being an administrator, I'd never figure it out.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay, come on.
Got it. Left or right on my desk.
Why explain to me?
All right, there we go. Okay, I think we are up and running here. Let me just see if, who do we have on Zoom?
Jeff Graham's here, Kayla.
Okay, great. And I see Tammy's on as well. Okay. Sorry, you guys, I'm changing things all around.
Yeah, you're just trying to let us see them and them see us.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Got too many going at once. All right.
Walker?
Okay. Uh-oh, we lost Tammy. Jeff, can you hear me?
Got you loud and clear.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my cell phone. I know we had Tammy for a minute. Oh, there she is. Okay. All right, we've got Tammy's on. Tammy, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi Kayla. Stuff isn't working that well on my end. Would it be possible for somebody else to serve as president tonight? Because I'm snagged up.
Who's the vice president for this board? Is that Jamila? Are you the vice president?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm late. I had to reboot. There was some problem with my computer. The Wi-Fi.
All right. Tammy has asked that you serve as the president tonight due to technical difficulties that she is having.
Okay, okay.
All right. I think we're all ready to start.
Okay, so call this meeting to order. I don't exactly know all the formal opening remarks that are made. So today is Tuesday, September 15th, 2020, and we're at the BZA meeting, and we could see who's here to see if we have a quorum. So shall we do a roll call? Okay, Tammy Bauman.
Present.
Okay. I have to get the names. Can someone else, do you have the list there?
I can do it. Mike Romack,
Mike Romack here.
Jamila Zafar,
Here?
Tammy Bowman,
I
Here.
did. There, yeah.
Kyle Eichhorn,
Here.
Kirby McCracklin. So the only one absent then is Kirby McCracklin. We have a quorum.
Okay, great, excellent. I'm sorry, I'm just getting the agenda up here. It's in this email. I thought I just saw it here. Okay.
Did you guys grab an agenda? Do you want one?
Yes, okay, so we've done 1, 2, and 3. So now, item 4, minutes of previous meeting. In February.
Yes, and I'm going to give you a copy, printout copy of the meeting presentations. So you can see for sure. Okay. So Jeff, could you please talk about the oath of office and how we can administer that, or if it needs to be administered to any of the board members tonight?
I believe we've got all three that are present already have the oath administered. So I think we're good there. I think I'm missing one, but that person isn't here tonight. So we could do that remotely just like we can anything else, but I think we're good for the three folks that are present tonight.
Okay, great. And then these oaths of office for Tammy and Mike that Jill sent to me from your office earlier, they need to be notarized?
Yes, and I can do that. If I see them sign it, or if you tell me they sign it, then I can notarize those. I plan on coming in tomorrow to see you guys on a different matter. So I can sign them, notarize them then.
Okay, great. So they can sign them tonight and then.
Let you witness it, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Got it. Okay. All right, so I'll have Mike sign his tonight since he's present physically, and we'll worry about the others some other time. Mike, could you sign this? Thank you. Okay, thank you. I don't think so. Jamila, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Over here.
I know, I'm not sure.
Maybe she doesn't have hers turned up.
Can you see me? I'm here.
Gotcha.
Okay. Sorry, you guys, we're still getting.
Yeah, the Zoom is on you.
Okay. Okay. All right. So following that, Jamila, do you see the agenda? And we're on to the approval of minutes of previous meeting.
Yeah, so we have February. The minutes aren't attached here, right?
The minutes are in the Google Drive folder for the meeting.
Eight 18 and 721 show more.
Okay.
That's the soundtrack of 2020 right there.
Yeah, so maybe, okay, so can everyone see the minutes? Are we supposed to go over the minutes then?
Can you all see the minutes? Okay. Okay. Yep, Jamila, everybody's got the minutes and they're looking good.
Okay,
So we could entertain a motion to approve all of the minutes. Batch, can we do that, Jeff?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the minutes as a batch to include February, June, July, and August.
Second.
Okay. All right, we've got a motion by Tammy Bowman and a second by Kyle Eichhorn. All,
You do a roll call since we're halfway.
okay,
Yes.
let's do a roll call. Mike Romack,
Approve.
Jamila Zafar.
approved.
Okay, she approves. Tammy made the motion, so Tammy,
Approve.
okay, Kyle, and Kirby's not present, so, okay. You guys have it. All right, next we have old business. We have a number of findings of fact that haven't gotten signed or approved. Jeff, how can we do this? Jeff?
Sorry, I was looking for the mute button. Any of the people that are present could sign. We don't have an officer present, but nonetheless, any present could go ahead and sign the findings. We've already approved them by vote. And so they are written, and if there's a question about the contents, but I don't think there is, because I assume they were just copied and pasted from the presentation before. Is that correct, Kayla?
That's correct. And they
So-
have on Google Drive for review as well.
Yeah, so what they've already approved them. If they represent what was already passed, it's just ministerial at this point. We just need some member of the Board of Zoning Appeals to sign them, and we're done. No additional vote needs to be taken.
Okay, great. I will pass those out for the board members present to sign then. So do we have two pens up here? You guys have them?
We do not.
Okay, there's one. I'll go ahead and get you started on mine. There you go. I'll put the folder there with it. There's two copies. And then, are you gonna get another pen? Thank you.
And Jamila can go ahead and she can approve a electronic signature. We get to do the backwards S with the S with the slashes to indicate her approval to sign it. That would be a majority of the members.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
And just so we are all on the same page, these are the findings of fact for Hubble's landscaping deadlines and paving extension, the Stables outdoor dining area on public sidewalk, and the fence taller than allowed by ordinance behind the coffee shop, as well as a sign variance at Performance Group and Lenny B's Laundry, 116, 118 East State Street.
Uh, 105 East State.
All right. Findings of fact are all signed. That moves us on to new business, if you're ready. Okay. So we have one petitioner here tonight with new business. Let me share my presentation so you guys can see it. Okay, here we go. All right, so the petition tonight is brought to us by Rick Sinclair of Sinclair Auto, and he is represented by Michael Levin as well. Is there anybody else here representing that petition?
Dean Riddle, who is the owner of the property.
All right, Dean Riddle, the owner of the property, is here as well. So you can all look through the application to review the conditional use, which is to have a used auto sales at the old Bendel lawn equipment location, 7301 South State Road 67. The property has been vacant for a little while now. There's a photograph included in the application of Mr. Sinclair's location in McCordsville, which I believe is no longer there or is
Right,
closing
just-
soon.
Just shut down like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, due
They
to,
moved out. because the owner of that property is selling the building.
Got it. All right.
Cars are not blue.
There we go. Okay. We've got a site plan as well that shows how the site will be utilized. And then I've got an aerial image in here so you can kind of see how the site looks from an aerial view. It's right across from the high school. It's kind of at a hilltop just north of Madison Avenue and 67. There's some photos in here as well, and I've kind of got my staff findings intermingled at the bottom of some of these slides. So automobiles, new and used, is a conditional use in the planned business zoning district. It's actually the only way that you can have a used auto sales in the town of Pendleton. It's all listed as a conditional use and only in the planned business district. So it's not that this is a variance by any means. This is just how auto sales, new and used, how our ordinance states that they come into our community is through this commission, really just for a check to make sure that it's that there aren't any site concerns. Got a little summary of why we require conditional uses down at the bottom of this slide. Conditional uses are those that, because of their potential adverse impact upon the immediate neighborhood and the town as a whole, require a greater degree of scrutiny and review of site characteristics and impacts to determine their suitability in a given location. So you can see here we've got a view of the property kind of when you enter into it. I think everybody was familiar with Bendel's when it was there. Approval depends upon the petition meeting a specific set of standards outlined in our application actually, and weighing of the public need and benefit against the local impact. Petitions that make up for or do not have an adverse impact through special site planning and development techniques are generally approved. There are a few metal outbuildings or carports on the site. I believe that Bendel was a dealer of these. As you go up the hill on the drive, it's like a circle drive up the hill and around the building. Here's the main entrance, at least when Bendel's was there. We'll have the petitioner speak here in a minute about how the site will be used. And then here's another parking area or display area that was up against 67 at the point or north end, sorry, south end of the property. As far as signage goes, we have photos of the signs that have been at the previous location. And the petitioner will basically just have to comply with our sign ordinance and regulations and apply for a sign permit following this board's approval. I guess just some things that we wanted to point out. Temporary signage requires a sign permit along with permanent signage, and no signage may be placed in the State Road 67 right-of-way. It's just something we see happen along 67 a lot. So just wanted to bring that to your attention. Additionally, building permits will be required for any the improvements you would like to make. And I just wanted to point out too that gravel areas are grandfathered in basically, but pavement is preferable. So you can maintain but not grow the gravel areas. So that being said, my staff recommendation is to approve with the following condition: that the petitioner will remove the chain link fence and carport within 6 months. But that's the end of my presentation. I hand it back over to you, Jamila, if you have any question or if any other board members have questions for me or if we want to just talk to the petitioner.
Does anyone have any questions?
You guys have
You're
questions?
saying just to remove the carport and the fence on the north side of the building?
Up against the road,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
as you
there's
enter.
another carport on the south side of the building.
I'll leave it to you guys to tell
I
me
mean,
what you
so
guys
those
think is
were-
appropriate.
What was the decision for the one on the north side?
It's up to you guys. If you guys want to let it be, or if you think that needs to be removed as well.
Do we have the input, or?
I was just
Maybe
asking,
put it up.
that was just my question, is what led you to that conclusion for your staff recommendation? I'm just curious.
I actually spoke with the petitioner earlier today, and he'd mentioned that it was going to be removed anyway, so I just included that as part of my staff recommendation.
And the others are temporary buildings. What's the rule on those? Because they're there, or your rule, Kayla, I don't mean them. What's the town's rule on those temporary buildings? Dean put them up, I think. I don't think they were there before.
If it's kind of a gray area. They've been here as long as I've worked for the town. I'm glad that a few of them have gone as part of the changeover and with everything. However, that's another thing that you guys could have some say on. If you think they have an adverse impact on the community by staying, or you might want to ask the petitioner how they're going to utilize that, something like that. So,
Yeah, that's, I guess, the question.
okay.
Are you intending on keeping those buildings, or?
Yeah, what the intent was is there's two of them in the corner there, the northwest corner. So they're there. So the petitioner's planning on, Sinclair Auto is planning just using them, to store things inside. And they were planning on keeping those because, they're buildings they can use and keep it away, keep the inside of the building pretty clean.
Actually, one of those, Mike, was gonna go.
Okay, well,
One was staying, one was going.
What about the one on the south?
that's gone. Now, there's a carport there, but the barn's not there anymore.
Yeah, are you gonna
Okay.
leave the carport on
The
the south?
carport on the south side is kind of on the top of the hill, and he thought about, putting, a couple cars underneath the carport and leaving that there. But we thought the fence was an eyesore, didn't want it anyways. So we plan on removing the fence and the carport on the north side and leaving the carport on the south side, if you guys will allow it. Kind of showcase, some.
So, Mike, what would be left, our plan at least, was that carport that you're looking at and one of the buildings, the blue building on the north end. Everything else would be gone, including the fence. That was the plan.
Am I right, Dean, that you put those up there?
That is
those
correct.
temporary buildings?
Yeah, and the ones at the bottom aren't necessarily temporary. I mean, I don't know if they're considered temporary or not, but yes, I did put them there.
You need the big one?
Yeah, I want the, yes.
You're leaving the blue one.
The blue one will stay, that's correct, if approved.
That's the smaller one.
Okay, got
There
it.
is. It's not as tall.
Okay. So that carport would stay.
That's the plan, yes.
Okay.
The carport within the fence area
Would
would go.
That's the only question I got right now.
Tammy or Jamila, do you have any questions for the petitioner?
Yes, actually. So I'm sorry, I don't know. I need two monitors. I can't seem to find the application on here, but I had seen a little bit of a summary that you had where it was talking about what kind of cars were going to be. Now, from what I understand, there are no other car dealerships in this town, right? I don't think I've seen any.
Bessler Auto has
Bessler.
trucks,
It's just 3 blocks north.
but it's just trucks, really, so.
Oh, Esslers, the ones from Westfield?
No, they're at the corner of Water Street and 67.
Okay, I wondered if it was similar to if it was part of the one, I guess there's Essler in Westfield too. So would this be something similar to like Fritz's in downtown Fishers on 116th Street? Like, I think I saw in the application, it said something like nice cars, or I guess, you know, what is in demand in this area?
Yeah, similar to Rick's suggestion,
Okay.
calling it this flamboyant.
Could you describe your business a little bit?
Well, I've been here for 32 years. I've had my retail license for 22. And I kind of try to target the first-time drivers' needs. And I just was thinking that was an ideal location. I tried to handle the $5,000 to $10,000 price range that's affordable. And if they look at my reviews, I've got 5-star ratings with all of my advertising companies.
And when would you anticipate opening?
Hopefully, it depends on how long the Secretary of State takes.
Did you have
That paperwork and address and everything can take up to 2 to 3 weeks, but I anticipate the first, if possible.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? You anticipate what?
And that all depends on the Secretary of State, how backed up they are. I know that when I had to move before, it wasn't as bad, but now with the COVID and with the perfect example of the Bureau of Motor Vehicles being backed up, everything's backed up, and hopefully by October 1st.
Okay. That's pretty quickly.
Right, but, you know,
Mhm.
it's in their hands. And I can't approach them until I get approval with you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I have no further questions. Anyone?
Kayla, I have a quick question. I think you mentioned no signage or temporary signage in the right of way. The photo that's being shared has some signage. Can you just enlighten me about whether or not that is in the right of way or where the right of way is in comparison to those?
Okay, yes, those are election signs, and the town pretty much takes a hands-off approach to removing or any election signage unless it is a true traffic hazard. So that's what we're seeing here is a lot of election signage in the photographs. So the State Road 67 right of way is usually, you can see here where it kind of cuts across the property. So there's a good grass strip.
So they'll go through the NDOT for a sign permit if they want to put a sign up.
No, they'll go through the town. We'll just make sure that it's 5 feet or so inside their property line.
So you're using the GIS?
More or less, yep.
So they've got buildings on CSX property according to the.
The drive, there's an alternate drive. I think it's kind of unofficial. If I remember correctly, that goes out to Madison
That's
Avenue.
a railroad property, yeah. And drive, yes.
So if they were to do any expansion of parking lots or additional buildings, they'd have to have a survey.
Likely, just to make sure that any paved surfaces are on, actually on the property. Because it does appear that that north portion, or sorry, south portion is a little bit off. But then again, our GIS parcel there is not perfect either. So I'm sure there's a survey of this property out there somewhere that could clear some things up if needed.
And staff's okay with leaving the carport out in front on the south side?
I was kind of wanting to take your take on that.
I mean,
It's-
would that be allowed? Or would that require a variance to build now?
It doesn't meet the plan business design guidelines if it were to come in new. So it's there, but yeah, if it were to be new, we probably wouldn't, wouldn't suggest approval.
Tammy or Jamila, do you have any thoughts on that?
I
Well-
think the property would be improved without it. I don't know that the petitioners have any intended business use for it right now, but my preference would be that it goes.
It'd probably look more, look cleaned up, without it.
Where are you gonna park your cars? Is it gonna be on the gravel and the?
Yes, the plan is, I marked on here, I don't know if you see it, but there's lot 1 and 2. Basically, directly south of the building and directly north of the building, there's a gravel areas, and we're gonna utilize that. And if you look on the south side of the building, it kind of leads into that carport. So we kind of like the carport. We thought we could
Especially
showcase
in
the
the
nicer
winter.
cars. And, you know, and in the wintertime, it keeps snow off of the cars. You know, just put like four cars in there, or 5 cars, whatever, but it'll kind of, the nicer cars will probably be there at the top of the hill and keep them out of the snow. You know,
Easier for people to look at too.
so it,
Can you show the picture again of the carport?
Mhm.
Okay.
Open on obviously the ends and the side facing 67, but closed on the side facing the railroad tracks.
Hmm.
Bendel's had mowers stored in it and on display.
it looks a lot nicer from the street than it does from that picture. The picture doesn't do justice for it, but we really liked it. Did we also mention about the siding, or is that later on?
If you guys can talk about that if you'd like.
Because we're also planning on improving the property. We're gonna remove the vinyl siding that's there, and we're replacing most of the windows, and we're replacing with rock siding with that hardy board that's made out of, it's a masonry product. It has like wood grain in it. And so we're gonna completely replace the siding, all the vinyl siding with that. And most of the windows are probably gonna be gone as well. And then we're gonna paint the siding an alternate color. And then if you see the logo or the any of the sign, there's kind of like a darker blue that's in there that we're gonna be painting the trim. So it'll look, so we think it's gonna be a pretty sharp looking building when we get done with it, totally different than what it looks like now. And that's, you know, 15, 20 grand to do that.
And those improvements, or those things you mentioned would be approved?
Yeah, the plan commission, at this point, it doesn't need to go to plan commission. This is just maintenance. So the siding hardy board has been approved by plan commission, like Wright Dental, and also the Fessler office building. So I feel comfortable as a staff member just approving that as a change to an existing building. Yep. And we really don't regulate paint colors, so.
It will be a significant upgrade to the property, without a doubt.
I didn't know that building was built in 96.
Yeah, it looks like
Really
1896. I mean, it's like an older building.
It does.
The
I like
style
the
of it.
garage doors.
Yeah.
Where's your primary entrance going to be?
Where you said, the
The
front.
front? Okay,
South
okay.
side.
The
Are you
south
gonna,
side's the main entrance.
what are you gonna store in, or how's it gonna look when you pull in with those 2 garage doors? Are you gonna like have vehicles on display in there, or,
Good possibility.
okay, or is that gonna be more like utilitarian, like detailing and kind of clean
Yeah.
them up?
Minor stuff,
Okay.
light stuff.
And then-
That's why I was hoping to keep the carport, but it really is a big asset, keeping cars clean,
Mhm.
especially in the winter.
And I know we've got a power line that's kind of going across the back of the property, so that's why it's kind of pushed forward. Is that correct?
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty far from that, isn't it? Or is it? I
I
don't
guess I'm
know.
not familiar with.
I think
Okay.
it's pretty far away from the power line, but I'm not sure. Is it close to it?
Well, I think there might have been one in the past that was closer to the power
Oh,
line.
because I didn't notice when, at the very back of the property, on the west side, there's power lines going that way, and I didn't notice on the others.
Okay, yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about. Okay,
The length of that carport that we're talking about on the south, how long is that? Do you
Okay,
know?
the carport is, I wrote down, the carport's 42 feet wide and 19 feet deep.
Okay, so you can get a couple of cars in there.
Yeah, I mean, 42 feet, you know, the average
For
car's
to
what,
walk
6?
around and stuff. like
Right.
that.
Yeah, you know, put maybe a handful of cars, 4 or 5 cars in there maybe.
Yep.
Especially the nicer looking cars.
It would sure protect them from the weather. especially when you spend $150 on cleaning them.
Yeah, I wish I took a picture from the street so you could see the appearance what it looks like up on the hill and all that. I think it looks nice.
You know, it hasn't looked good. I mean, I'm sorry your business didn't work there, Dean, and, you know, so it's empty and it hasn't looked good. I don't know that I have a problem with the south carport for the display purpose myself. This is Mike talking. You know, I don't, what he's gonna do with it is gonna improve the site, whether that carport's there or not. So that would be an opinion on my part.
I mean, I can see how that carport can be of use, you know, to this particular business. Once everything is redone and cleaned up with all the cars there, it probably will look okay. And also, like you mentioned, bad weather, you know, like perhaps in addition to protecting cars, you know, would people be taking delivery of the new car over there if the weather's bad?
Talking about the weather
Oh, yeah.
is a big,
Yeah.
huge help for those cars.
That's
You want it to snow.
especially a nicer car, you know, that would be ideal to put it underneath there.
I assume it couldn't be altered or expanded.
That's correct. It would require a permit. Mhm.
You know, I would hope the same thing would occur with your car lot that I remember asking Fessler to do a lot of things with that corner to make it look nice, and I think he's done a lot of things with that corner. You would do the same thing.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
I want to bring people into Pendleton.
And we talked about it, you know, if you have a nice looking lot, good appearance and all that, that's why we want to get rid of the fence and all that. That makes the cars look nicer.
Yeah.
You want somebody to come into your lot, you want to be inviting, and you want everything nice and clean cut, and
Fresh
professional. Yeah, fresh paint, fresh siding.
I mean, I'm excited that it's all in your hands.
Is it time to entertain a motion to move forward with staff recommendations and then however you want to decide about the carport?
I make a motion that we approve with staff recommendations.
Caleb, before we get into the
Okay.
vote, does the staff recommendation incorporate the material that was submitted to us by the petitioners with regard to the various questions?
Yes, the petition is part of the presentation. Jeff, am I answering your question?
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking at the Sinclair conditional use FOF findings of fact that was in the Google Drive, and it's fairly bare bones. And I just wanted to make sure that it was also incorporating what you drew up in the presentation itself. That's part of the petitioner's information. Like when they put on the, let's see, it's page 4 of the PDF of the presentation, and it's, it says Riddle Property Management LLC at the top. Then it gives some information of why it's true that the conditional use, why that's the case. It just gives explanations of why, more detailed evidence of why they hit all the slots than's in the PDF that's just the findings of fact. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay with all the information that was found in that petition.
Could you be more specific?
Yeah, like, well, for instance, they put additional on number 3. The proposed conditional use will be designed, constructed, operated, and maintained as to be harmonious and appropriate in appearance. And your findings, we say yes, and generally the findings list why that's the case. And it seems to me that it's listed, it's just in the petition itself. Is that what we were trying to do here?
The petitioner did a great job of submitting a really thorough
Agreed. Agreed.
petition. They answered the questions very well. But if you like, I can flesh those out in the findings of fact a little bit.
It doesn't have to be. We could just incorporate them by the motion and second tonight and staple them to them. It would be no need to move it. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't any problem with that you saw that we did not want to incorporate, that we didn't find to be correct.
No, I thought the petitioner did a really nice job of answering the questions.
Now, we did mention in the beginning, when we first turned in that we're gonna just paint. And then as we got into this, we decided that we are definitely removing the siding and putting the rock siding or the masonry wood siding on there, or handy board. Or hardy board. So that's the only thing that's changed, because we originally said we're just gonna paint, but we're not. We're replacing windows and replacing the siding.
Can we incorporate that into the requirements then?
If you would like to have them commit to
Just so
that.
they don't change their mind.
Yeah, we're good with that. Give us maybe 6 months to make sure it's done. I mean, just give us a little extra time.
How much time staff thinks is appropriate?
6 months is what I had on the application.
Right, that's
Are you
fine.
guys okay
Yeah,
with that?
We're good with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So we have no
that's
problem
like
with that.
mid-March 2021.
Yes,
Okay,
could
so,
be sooner, but that gives us a little leeway.
yep, we want you to get your feet on the ground.
That's actually my commitment, and
Okay.
that's, the plan is by the end of the year, so
Awesome.
I don't, that certainly won't be a problem.
So staff recommendation plus the commitment to replace the siding with hardy board and within 6 months.
So Tammy could add that to her motion.
Yeah, so I make a motion, or I amend the motion to approve with staff recommendations, which now include the exterior improvements as stated by the petitioner.
I'll second that.
All right, Mike Romack seconds. Can we take a roll call vote? Mike Romack,
Approved.
Jamila Zafar,
Approve.
Tammy Bowman,
Approve.
Kyle Eichhorn.
Approved.
All right, so that's 4 out of 4. Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I won't let you down.
Good.
These roads
All
are-
right, I'm gonna amend the findings of fact, and then we will just mail you a copy.
The
Can we
sooner
ask
I
you a
get,
question?
the sooner, let me.
We need
finish
for the
my-
Secretary of State, we need something in writing
Yeah.
for them. How does that?
I
work
can
for us?
write you guys a zoning verification letter.
As soon
something of
as,
that
as soon as
sort.
I can get that from you, I can get rolling downtown with this.
Got it.
We'll come by and pick it up, we can email it, whatever we can do to get it.
Okay, great.
That way
I'll
you can start this process.
I'll put that on the
Yeah,
agenda
'cause
for
it could take
tomorrow.
up to 2 weeks. I don't know with this COVID, you know.
I
Thank
hear
you.
you. Mhm.
Thank you so much.
That was the end of our business for the evening. Jamila, do you have anything else?
No.
Would you like to make the motion to adjourn?
Yeah, I'd make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay,
Second.
all right.
Thank
Feel
you.
like it's weird we don't not bang the gavel like we usually do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to start coming in if I don't have a conflict of location, so.
Can you
How you
put
doing,
this-
Dean?
Can you put it
I'm doing fine.
in the
All right.
building?
I'm doing
I don't
okay.
think that allows you.
Sign regulations.
It's hard. I've been talking tired with new guys and everything else. I talked to Maggie a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
See how she kept working. Nursing home there.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so we can go ahead and do that then.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm sorry this didn't go down.
Okay,
Sure.
how long does that take?
You know, it wasn't, honestly, it wasn't.
Okay.
as much as it
And then,
could be
once
done.
you
Oh, thank you.
That's great.
But yeah, it was more positive there.
Sure, thank you. I won't be,
You got new
maybe a little bit.
location or
Yeah.
anything else? Those tractors, those tractors sell themselves.
Good stuff. Yeah, I don't even have to be very good.
You have to be a good salesman. Well, I had to be a good salesman for a while anyway.
Yeah. You guys sell cars or?
Kayla, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
So I know you're so busy and swamped, but please, I sent you an email, I think last night or this morning, I can't remember. If you could just respond to that and let me know. I just want to make sure I don't.
I actually, Denise is finishing up the notice tomorrow morning. And she'll send it to you right away. It looks like the last day to send them out is like the 27th, so 10 days before the meeting. So we should still be good. I'll make sure that we're good on that end, and I'll take care of the newspaper posting. So yeah, we'll get it to you tomorrow.
Okay, and then I can send them out tomorrow as well, right?
Yes, as long as you've got it sent out at least 10 days in advance, we're good.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good job tonight.
Well, you too. Bye.
Night.